Okay, good evening. It is 6:30 here on Tuesday, June 9th, and I'd like to call the Board of Zoning Appeals meeting to order. Would you please rise and join me in saying the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Can we get the roll, please?
Mr. Coleman. Mr. Cooper.
Here.
Mr. Dandurand.
Here.
Ms. Pierce.
Here.
Mr. Luzader.
Here.
Thank you. We have 4 of our 5 members, so we do have a quorum tonight. We have no old business on the docket, so we'll move right into new business, starting with variance application VA-26-010. Michaela.
The location of this application is 28 Lincoln Street, Southwest. The zoning is R87, medium low density residential, and the applicant is requesting approval of a variance from section 1279.04A1 to allow for a fence to be constructed within 3 feet of the public right of way. So this is a look at the property outlined in yellow. Lincoln Street is to the west right here. So the property is 0.17 acres in total. It is currently occupied by about a 1,500 square foot house, and it is surrounded by right-of-way on 3 sides: Lincoln Street Southwest to the west, and 2 unimproved rights-of-ways to the north and east. The required setback for fences from all of these rights-of-ways is 3 feet. So the applicant is proposing to build a 4-foot wooden fence running about 50 feet long on the northern property line. That would be set back 0 feet from the northern property line, 3 feet from the west on Lincoln Street, and 97 feet from the east. And section 1279.04A1 states that no fence may be built within 3 feet of a public right-of-way. So this proposal would not meet the required setback to the north. So this is a site plan of what the applicant wants to do. It's a little hard to see, but they essentially want to run the fence about 50 feet on this northern property line, right up against the property line. The applicant believes that the fence is necessary to protect against encroachment by neighbors to the north. These circumstances and the lack of clear delineation between the property and the right-of-way are impeding the reasonable use of their property, and they believe that installing a fence on the property line to the north would solve the issue. As mentioned before, section 1279.04A1 states that no fences may be built within 3 feet of any public right-of-way. As mentioned before, this lot has right-of-way on 3 sides, and a 3-foot setback is required for all of those sides. The proposal is to construct a 50-foot long, 4-foot high wooden fence along the northern property line, which is an unimproved right-of-way, and it would obviously not meet the setback from the north. The variance is requested from section 1279.04A1 for a reduction of 100% of the required setback, and the fence meets all other applicable regulations, including setbacks from both the west and east. And should the variance be approved, the applicant will need to submit for a fence permit with planning and zoning. The zoning inspector would like to offer the following comments. The applicant's neighbor is actively in code violation for litter and debris on public and private property. They received the initial notification in April and the official violation in late May. And if the issue is not corrected following the official violation letter, it will result in a summons to mayor's court. No other comments from any other departments or agencies were received. And for the surrounding properties, most of the properties are R87 and R20 single-family homes surrounding, except to the south, there's a property that is M1 and it is an auto sales and repair shop. These are the findings of fact located in your staff report. In addition, there's an additional findings of fact from section 1211.072 that is applicable to this application, and that is number A, to permit any yard or setback less than the yard or setback required by the applicable requirement. And should the board choose to approve the applicant's request, the following conditions may be considered. The applicant shall obtain all necessary permits from the city of Pataskala within 1 year of the date of approval. And I'd be happy to answer any questions.
Thank you. Do we have any questions for staff?
What is this right of way used for?
Nothing, it's unapproved,
Unapproved.
yeah.
So, okay.
Nothing right now.
Good. Any other questions for staff? Hearing none, is Ms. Fisher here tonight? Hi, would you mind stepping up to the podium here? We're going to have you face Lisa and she'll swear you in.
Right here. Do you raise your right hand, please? Do you swear affirm the testimony you're about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? Thank you.
Hi, can I then get your name and address for the record, please?
Wendy Fisher, 28 Lincoln Street, Southwest, Pataskala, RH, 3062.
Thank you very much, Ms. Fisher. You heard the report that staff gave, and I think you've got a copy of it. Anything that you want to add or clarify about the report?
No, you got it all.
Perfect. All right. Any questions for Ms. Fisher? Hearing none, I think we're good right now. You can have a seat, and we might call you back up a little bit. Comments, questions?
I have none.
All right, let's move right into findings and facts then. Findings and facts for variance application VA-26-010. A, whether the property in question will yield a reasonable return or if there can be a beneficial use to the property. And I would say yes, there would be. B, whether there are unique physical circumstances or conditions that prohibit the property being developed in strict conformity with the zoning regulation, such that a variance is necessary to enable the reasonable use of the property. I don't think that there's any physical circumstances or conditions that would prohibit that, so I'm going to say no to that one. C, whether the variance requested is substantial. And by our standards at 100%, I would say yes, that's a substantial request. D, whether the essential character of the neighborhood would be substantially altered or the adjoining properties would suffer a substantial detriment as a result of the variance. I don't think anything would be altered or anything would be detrimental there, so I would say no to D. E, whether the variance if granted will substantially or permanently impair the appropriate use or development of adjacent property. I would say no, it should have no effect there. F, whether the variance if granted will be detrimental to the public welfare. No. G, whether the variance if granted would adversely affect the delivery of government services. And should have no effect since that's an unimproved right-of-way. H, whether the property owner purchased the subject property with the knowledge of the zoning restrictions. And this is a fairly new rule, right? Or would that be?
No, the 3-foot setback's been around.
The 3-foot setback
We
has
did
been around.
change the fence code
Okay.
last year, but the 3-foot rule was a carryover from the previous code.
Okay. So I guess I didn't ask that. So I guess, Ms. Fisher, I'm going to ask you now. Were you aware of the zoning regulations when you purchased the property?
No, not really.
Perfect, thank you very much. So we'll say no to that. I, whether the property owner's predicament can be obviated through some other means other than variance. It could be, we could say yes. Could be put with the 3-foot setback. J, whether the variance if granted would represent the minimum variance that would afford relief and represent the least modification possible of the requirement at hand, at issue. And I would say yes to that. And K, whether the spirit and intent behind the zoning requirement would be observed and substantial justice done by granting the variance. And I'm okay with yes on that as well.
Agree.
Thank you. All right, so we have yes for A, C, I, J, and K. No for B, D, E, F, G, and H. Any other comments or thoughts? Hearing none, could I get a motion, please?
I move to approve variance application VA-26-010 with the following conditions. The applicant shall obtain all necessary permits from the city of Pataskala within 1 year of the date of approval.
Thank you. I have a motion. Do we have a second?
Second?
Thank you. A motion and a second. Can we get roll, please?
Mr. Vanderhand,
Yes.
Mr. Cooper,
Yes?
Ms. Pierce,
Yes.
Mr. Luzader.
Yes. Thank you. The yeses have it. Ms. Fisher, you are approved for your condition to build your fence on the property line. Good luck with your build. You are welcome to stay for the rest of the meeting, but you certainly do not have to.
Oh, yeah, I appreciate that.
Thank you very much.
Thanks, everybody.
All right, I'm going to make a motion to approve of the findings and facts for a variance application VA-26-010. Could I get a second, please? Second. Motion and a second. Can I get roll, Lisa?
Ms. Pierce,
Yes.
Mr. Cooper,
Yes?
Mr. Luzader,
Yes.
Mr. Vanderhand.
Yes.
Thank you. Findings and facts for variance application VA-26-010 have been approved. Moving on, variance application VA-26-011. Kayla.
So the location for this application is 14670 Clark State Road. The zoning is rural residential, and the applicant is requesting approval of a variance to allow for the lot to exceed the maximum number of 2 accessory buildings on a lot. So this is a look at the property. Clark State Road is down here to the south. The property is 7.79 acres in total and is occupied by a 2,000 square foot house with an attached 2,500 square foot garage on the west side of the house. Also located on the property is about 168 square foot gazebo north of the house and a 250 square foot hay barn west of the house. A gravel pen is also located to the south of the house, and currently on the property is a 192 square foot storage container to be removed located in between the hay barn and the gravel pen. So a look at that on the map. The house and attached garage is right here. The gravel pen is to the southwest right here. The proposal is to add an 80-foot long by 60-foot wide, about 4,800 square foot barn on the site of the current gravel pen. That would be set back 49 feet from the west property line, 68 feet from the south, and 72 feet from the attached garage on the house. According to section 1225.05A, a lot may only have a total of 2 accessory buildings, and the proposal would bring the total number of accessory buildings to 3. This is a look at the proposed site plan. As mentioned before, the new barn would be located on the site of the current gravel pen, not exactly, but on there. The applicant believes that variance is necessary to enable storage of hay and farm equipment used on the property. The property has unique circumstances that they believe that the property has unique circumstances that prevent compliance with zoning regulations, and they believe that the request would not be detrimental to the public welfare, as the new building would not be able to be seen from the road. Staff would like to offer the following comments. Section 1221.05A, as mentioned before, it states that the maximum number of accessory buildings allowed on a lot can't exceed 2. The lot already has 2 accessory buildings, a gazebo and a hay barn. They're proposing to add an additional 4,800 square foot equipment barn southwest of the house. And then that request would bring it to the total number of accessory buildings from the allowed 2 to 3. And to facilitate this request, the variance is requested from section 1221.05A. Currently on the property is also a 192 square foot storage container to be removed upon completion of the project. That removal has also been included as a condition of approval at the very end. The proposed accessory building meets all other zoning requirements besides the number, and should the variance be approved, the applicant will need to apply for permits from the city of Pataskala and the Licking County Building Code Department. No other departments or agencies offered any comments. And for the surrounding uses and zoning, the property is almost completely surrounded by rural residential zoning except to the west, which is Franklin County, and it's almost completely surrounded by single-family homes as well, with a little bit of manufacturing to the north in New Albany, and then some agricultural land as well. These are the findings of fact located in your staff report. And should the board choose to approve the applicant's request, the following conditions may be considered. One, that the applicant shall obtain all necessary permits from the city of Pataskala and the Licking County Building Code Department within 1 year of the date of approval. And two, that the storage container currently located on the property shall be removed upon completion of the project. And I'm happy to answer any questions.
Can you go to the aerial picture of the,
This one or?
no, I'm sorry, for the whole property. Yeah, that one. So the proposed location, it doesn't meet the setback requirements? for
No,
all-
it does,
It does?
yeah.
Okay. Okay, good, thank you. Any questions for staff?
I don't.
None? All right, hearing none, is Ms. Duris or Mr. Snyder available? Anybody who wants to come up and speak? Come on up, and if you'll face Lisa, please, and she'll swear you in.
Swear you both in, okay. Raise your hand, please. Do you swear affirm the testimony about gives the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you. Can I get your name and address for the record, please?
John Snyder, 14670 Clark State Road.
Emily Duras, 11670 Clark Street.
Thank you very much. Thank you for coming in. So you've heard staff report that they've given to us. Is there anything that you would like to clarify or amend to
It
it?
was very well set out in there, I appreciate that part.
Good, great, thank you. Nice, for animals, I'm assuming.
No equipment for making hay for animals,
Oh, okay,
but basically, yeah, just an equipment barn.
okay. Hay on your property?
Yes.
Might have to talk to you later. Okay, so, very
Well,
good.
depends.
Okay, any questions for the couple?
Where's this gazebo that's,
If you go to the other photo,
I don't know if
you
there's
really
a
can't see it on
better
that, it's
photo.
behind the house.
It's right.
so I can't see it then on the photo? At all?
No, not
Okay.
this photo. Is this photo, is that photo with a close-up of the proposed barn?
Okay, got it.
Any other questions?
We're considering the gazebo building on the property. Okay,
Yeah, let's consider.
good to know.
Thank you very much. If we have any other questions, we'll call you back. Oh, one question. I do have one. Did you know of the zoning regulation when you purchased the property?
We built in 2003 and no. it's
Okay.
not done with
Perfect. That's all I needed to know. Thank you. Any thoughts, comments?
Mr. Chairman,
Yes.
I think you might have a public comment.
Oh, do we have a public
I
comment?
do not have the paper.
Do I need to be sworn?
Yes, yeah. Do you swear affirm the testimony about gives the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
All right, please give your name and address.
My name is Steve Airy, and I live at 14620 Clark State Road here in Pataskala. I'm the neighbor, if you saw the picture of the lot, who lives directly on the right of these folks. And I've lived there for the last 4 years. I don't see any of these buildings. I guess if I looked real hard, I could see a small tool shed on one side of their property, and if I walk way to the back of my property, I can see the gazebo. And it's really quite lovely looking, frankly. It's well done. John built it. I saw him while he was building it, before they had a tent that they sat out in the evening. I have absolutely no objection to what they're planning. One other comment I'd like to make. I'm impressed by your handling of these sort of cases. As a town attorney for 36 years in Virginia, on a planning commission and board of zoning appeals for 8 years each in the city of Waynesboro, we were a little more laid back. Your folks are very factual in providing you with the information. I'm impressed.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Yeah, we have some pretty good staff members here, that's for sure.
That's on record too, right?
All right, any other thoughts or comments? Hearing none, let's move to findings and facts. Findings and facts for variance application VA-26-011. A, whether the property in question will yield a reasonable return or if there can be a beneficial use of the property. I would say yes to that. B, whether there are unique physical circumstances or conditions that prohibit the property being developed in strict conformity with the zoning regulations, such that a variance is necessary to enable the reasonable use of the property. I don't see any physical circumstances requiring that. I'm going to say no to B. Are we okay with that?
I'm fine.
C, whether the variance request is substantial. Yes, I would say yes to that. D, whether the essential character of the neighborhood would be substantially altered or the adjoining properties would suffer a substantial detriment as a result of the variance. I see no, there would be no substantial detriment.
Agree.
E, whether the variance if granted would substantially or permanently impair the appropriate use or development of adjacent property, and that should have no effect on any adjacent properties. F, whether the variance if granted will be detrimental to public welfare. I would say no to that. G, whether the variance if granted would adversely affect the delivery of government services. No, should have no effect there. H, whether the property owner purchased the subject property with knowledge of the zoning restriction. And she did testify that no, she did not know. I, whether the property owner's predicament can be obviated through some other method than variance. I'm going to say no to that one. Not if she wants to keep the structures that we currently have. J, whether the variance if granted would represent the minimum variance that would afford relief and represent the least modification possible of the requirement at issue. I would say yes there. And K, whether the spirit and intent behind the zoning requirement would be observed and substantial justice done by granting the variance. And I think yes to that as well. All right, so we have yes for A, C, J, and K, no for B, D, E, F, G, H, and I. Any other thoughts or comments? Can I get a motion, please?
I move to approve variance application VA-26-011 with the following conditions. The applicant shall obtain all necessary permits from the City of Pataskala and the Licking County Building Code Department within 1 year of the date of approval, and the storage container currently located on the property shall be removed upon completion of the project.
Thank you. I have a motion. Can I get a second?
Second.
Motion and a second. Wait a second, can I get the roll, please?
Mr. Luzader?
Yes.
Mr. Vanderan?
Yes.
Ms. Pierce?
Yes.
Mr. Cooper?
Yes. All right, folks, congratulations. The variance has been approved. You are welcome to stay for the rest of the meeting, but if not, might want to go get started on building a building. Thank you very much. Have a great day.
Thank you.
All right, I would like to make a motion to approve findings and facts for variance application VA-26-011 as just read. Can I get a second, please?
Second.
Motion and a second. Lisa, can I get the roll, please?
Mr. Cooper, excuse me, Mr. Cooper?
Yes.
Mr. Luzader?
Yes.
Ms. Pierce?
Yes.
Mr. Vanderan?
Yes.
Thank you very much. Variance application for, findings and facts for variance application VA-26-011 have been approved. Moving on to variance application VA-26-012. Scott. Nope, Jack. I don't know what I'm doing. All right.
So location of this is at 65 Daily Drive. Current zoning district is R20, medium density residential. The request approval of 2 variances. First, to allow for a second accessory building to exceed the maximum square footage total allowed on the main lot. And the second, to allow for reduced side yard setbacks. So if you take a look up here, this property outlined in yellow here. You got Daily Drive off to the west, going up to Broad Street in the north. So the property itself is 0.74 acres in size, actually 2 parcels, lot 9 of the Daily Acres subdivision, and part of what was kind of just the remainder of that subdivision later on. In total, it's 150 foot in width by 215 feet depth, occupied by a single family home 120 square foot shed and 144 square foot pergola or shelter building. So the proposal is to construct a 1,080 square foot detached garage on the north side of the existing home, 25 feet from the north property line, 50 feet from the front or west property line, and 25.5 feet from the north face of the existing home. And then remove the existing 120 square foot shed and leave the 144 square foot pergola. That's gonna bring the total square footage on site to 1,224. The total permitted is 1,128. So here's a look at the site plan that was submitted by the applicant. So we have the detached garage here just north of the existing home. And then that existing kind of little shelter building is back here in the back. Here's kind of the front elevation, so it's less than 18 feet, so we're good in regards to height. And here's kind of the color elevation that the applicant submitted as well. So the property is existing non-conforming as it was combined by deed at least as far back as 1974 as I could find, when the area was Lima Township. So it's two separate parcels with one parcel number, which you can kind of see when you look here. You see this dashed line between the two properties. It's, when you look it up, it shows up as one parcel number, but if you look at the deed, it says tract 1 and tract 2. So technically it's two separate parcels. Realistically, you could file a deed for each tract and have them split out. Normally nowadays it wouldn't allow you to do that, it would actually make you combine it, but at least as far back as 1974, this was Lima Township and they did not have that requirement. So the minimum setback is 5 feet from side property lines. In this case, the garage is going to be right on top of that shared property line between the two properties that he owns. So technically it's going to have a 0 foot setback. The applicant submitted a narrative stating the following. Purpose of the request is allow them to retain the existing pergola structure. They believe the request is not substantial and would not alter the character of the neighborhood, and that there would be no negative impact to the use or development of adjacent properties. They also stated they were unaware of the zoning restriction when the property was purchased. So planning and zoning would offer the following comments. Section 1221.05B limits the total square footage for accessory structures on any lot less than 2 acres. There's an equation you plug that into. When you get 0.74 gross acres, that gives you 1,128 square feet. Proposed total was 1,224, therefore the request for an increase of 96 square feet or 8.51%. Then section 1221.05E1 states the minimum setback for accessory structures is 5 feet from the property line. It's an existing non-conforming lot, it's 2 tracts combined by deed. Technically they are still 2 separate parcels, but the proposed structure is going to be on top of that dividing line between the 2 tracts that he owns. Therefore the request is for a reduction of 5 feet for 100%. And the possible condition was included to replat the tracts into a single lot in the event that further improvements are proposed. Staff reviewed the proposal, don't have any other comments. It does meet the other applicable sections of the Pataskala Code. They'll just need to apply for an accessory building permit if this is approved. Do not receive any other comments from any other departments or agencies. Regarding surrounding properties, to the northeast, south, and west, they're all zoned R20 medium density residential, and they're all single family homes. There are your findings of fact, also turned in your staff report. So, furthermore, section 12.07 allows other factors to be considered, basically other powers the Board of Zoning Appeals has. That's 12.11.02 Part A, to prevent any yard or setback less than the yard or setback required by the applicable regulation. So should the board choose to approve the applicant's request, the following conditions may be considered. 1 is they obtain all necessary permits from us in the County Building Code Department within 1 year of the date of approval. And 2, should the property owner make any further improvements to the property that would be subject to a zoning permit and that would not meet the minimum requirements of Pataskala Code in relation to either tract 1 or tract 2, then the tracts must be combined by replat. And if you have any questions, I'd be happy to answer those.
Thank you. Any questions for staff?
Nothing from any neighbors, no comments, nothing.
Did not receive any.
Okay.
Perfect. No other questions for staff? Is it Gallimore? Gallimore, one of them, please. If you'll face Lisa and she'll swear you in.
You swear affirm the testimony about to give the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
Yes, I do.
Thank you very much. And can I get your name and address for the record, please?
My name is Josh Gallimore. My current address is 65 Daily Drive Southwest, Pataskala, Ohio. We haven't officially moved in yet, but I'm still living in Kentucky.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, thank you. Thank you for coming in. Thank you for being here.
Yes, sir.
You've heard the report from staff. Is there anything that you would like to add, change, amend?
No, sir, staff's been great. I appreciate the help. As this gentleman was saying, I'm originally from Virginia. I built a garage there, and I've lived in Kentucky for the past 4 years and also built a garage there. I appreciate this. Also, it's a little bit of a hindrance, but I understand completely, and hopefully this can get approved. But I was unaware of the 2 plots. And actually, when I was looking for properties, it was known that I do need a garage space to store my vehicles and things. And my realtor said this was definitely doable. I've already gotten rid of the shed that's kind of in the same drawing of the garage. So that shed is gone.
Okay.
From the lot, if that makes it.
Awesome. Great. Any questions for Mr. Gallimore?
Nope.
All right. I think we're good for now. You can have a seat, and if we need to, we'll call you back up.
Thank you.
Thank you. Any other thoughts?
It's about as straightforward as the other.
Yep, I would agree with that. All right, let's move right into findings and facts for variance application VA-26-012. A, whether the property in question would yield a reasonable return or if there can be a beneficial use to the property. Yes, there could be. B, whether there are unique physical circumstances or conditions that prohibit the property being developed in strict conformity with the zoning regulation, such that a variance is necessary to enable the reasonable use of the property. I would say because it's 2 parcels and he's trying to build right on that line, that would be
Yes.
a unique condition. So I'm going to say yes to B. C, whether the variance requested is substantial. Again, I would say yes, 100% setback would be substantial. D, whether the essential character of the neighborhood would be substantially altered or the adjoining property would suffer a substantial detriment as a result of the variance. I would say no to that. E, whether the variance if granted would substantially or permanently impair the appropriate use or development of adjacent properties. Should have no effect there. F, whether the variance if granted would be detrimental to public welfare. I say no to that. G, whether the variance if granted would adversely affect the delivery of government services. Should not. No to G. H, whether the property owner purchased the subject property with the knowledge of the zoning restriction, and it was testified that he did not. I, whether the property owner's predicament can be obviated through some other method than a variance. I'm going to say no to that, especially where he's going to build it, right on that line.
Yeah,
It would be
can't do
hard to do.
anything.
J, whether the variance if granted would represent the minimum variance that would afford relief and represent the least modification possible of the requirement at issue. I would say yes to that. And K, whether the spirit and intent behind the zoning requirement would be observed and substantial justice done by granting the variance. And again, I would say yes to that as well.
Agree.
All right, so we have yes for A, B, C, J, and K, and no for D, E, F, G, H, and I. Any other thoughts or comments? Hearing none? Whoops. Yes, sir.
Just one on C, whether the variance requested is substantial. We're actually considering 2 variances.
Sounds quite low.
The one I would say yes is substantial. The other one, as opposed to the square footage, we're talking less than 10%.
Yeah, that one I would say, I would agree with you. I would say that less than 10% would not be substantial, yeah.
So I just wanted to clarify that.
Yeah, you're correct. Thank you for bringing that up. I would agree with that as well. Any other thoughts or comments? All right, hearing none, could I get a motion, please?
I move to approve variance application VA-26-012 with the following conditions. The applicant shall obtain all necessary permits from the City of Pataskala and the Licking County Building Code Department within 1 year of the date of approval. And should the property owner make any further improvements to the property that would be subject to a zoning permit, and that would not meet the minimum requirements of Pataskala Code in relation to either Tract 1 or Tract 2, then the tracts must be combined by replat.
Thank you. We have a motion on the table. Can I get a second?
Second.
A motion and a second. Lisa, can we get roll, please?
Mr. Van Duren,
Yes.
Mr. Luzader,
Yes.
Mr. Cooper,
Yes?
Ms. Pierce.
Yes.
All right. Variance application VA-26-012 has been approved. Congratulations. You can move forward with your garage. Thank you very much. And again, you do not have to stay. You're welcome to if you'd like. But we're going to go through the rest of our business. So. All right, I'd like to make a motion to approve the findings and facts for variance application VA-26-012. Could I get a second, please?
Second.
Motion and a second. Lisa?
Ms. Pierce.
Abstain? I wasn't here, right?
No, findings and facts
Oh,
that we just did.
I'm gonna prove that, yes. I'm here.
Mr. Luzader,
Yes.
Mr. Van Duren.
Yes.
Mr. Cooper.
Yes. Findings and facts for variance application VA-26-012 have been approved. All right, next I have a motion to table variance application VA-26-013. So I'll make a motion to table that one. Could I get a second, please?
Second.
Motion and a second. Lisa, could we roll?
Mr. Cooper,
Yes?
Mr. Van Duren,
Yes.
Mr. Luzader,
Yes.
Ms. Pierce.
Yes.
All right, variance application VA-26-013 has been tabled to our next meeting. And next, I would like to make a motion to excuse the absence from the May 12th meeting of Ms. Pierce. Could I get a second, please?
Second.
Motion and a second. Lisa?
Mr. Luzader,
Yes.
Mr. Cooper,
Yes?
Ms. Pierce,
Abstain.
Mr. Van Duren,
Yes.
Thank you very much, Ms. Pierce. Your absence has been approved. And moving on, I would like to approve the minutes from the May 12 regular meeting. You should have a copy of those on there if there are any other comments about that. If no changes, could I get a second, please?
Second.
Thank you. The motion and a second. Lisa, can I get the roll, please?
Mr. Van Duren,
Yes.
Mr. Cooper,
Yes?
Ms. Pierce,
Abstain?
Mr. Luzader.
Yes.
The minutes for the, thank you. The minutes for the May 12th board meeting have been approved. And with that, is there any other business that we need to take care of?
No, sir.
Excellent. I would like to make a motion then to adjourn our meeting to the Tuesday, July 14th meeting. Could I get a second?
Second.
Motion and a second. Roll, please.
Mr. Cooper,
Yes.
Mr. Van Duren,
Yes.
Mr. Luzader.
Yes.
Ms. Pierce.
Yes.
Thank you. Meeting has been adjourned.